In the following video, it may appear that your dashing critic has done not very much. This is not the case. In actual fact, he has done not very much, very many times, in each new world attempting to make a seaweed factory with miscellaneous buildings until he runs out of money, all in the hope of producing some goddamn food. He now knows what he's doing. Project Aura is a game of small details. As the godlike leader of Stargate Atlantis, you're tasked with building a successful, sustainable colony of climate disaster survivors, the Aura being the big shiny bubble that stops the outside getting in and melting everyone. And you'll miss them if they melt, because you'll know their life story. In Aura, you can call up the name, rank, profession, morale, intelligence, and rate of nose-picking of each and every colonist. Colonists who behave with a consistency that should make SimCity ashamed of itself. Graphically, it goes further than a good many AAA sim-cum strategy games, flaunting precision texture work and, if you're paying attention, tiny, delightful animations which add life to a small, grey, heavily menu-based game world. As you awaken each colonist from your vital reserve, and that's vital reserve with capitals, as reserves go, it's a big deal. As you awaken each colonist, they visibly trot out to the teleporter, zip across to the home you've built them, and ascend to the appropriate floor before popping out to do whatever grunt work you assign, which is accompanied in turn by more animations for flavour. Farmers will ascend the silos they're working with, an understaffed recycling plant will visibly spin at half capacity. The variety and the minutiae of your colony lends it a real sense of place, very unusual for the genre. Anytime my announcement window proclaimed new colonists were available, I could, with a click of Control 3, bring up a menu to revive them. I didn't quite do that. Instead, I scooted off across the map to observe the vital reserve they'd emerged from, and then hit the menus. The visual feedback Aura offers bolsters the illusion of a world beyond the UI. Which is lucky because it's a micromanager's wet dream. You want menus? We got 'em. At present, power, food, and buildings require taking care of, with tech and the physical structure of the colony scheduled for the Beta 3 release. Each building requires building, blueprints, staffing, and production management. A larder needs filling, and menus require designing, with morale bonuses applied for varied diets. Micromanaging can be off-putting at this level of complexity. But, with the few exceptions that I'll come to, Aura has a rather excellent way of conveying its information and preventing the player from becoming overwhelmed. Employment and production is a visual, tactile process. Blueprints and workers are dragged and dropped onto the schematic for each building. From there, you draw lines between the desired nodes, establishing in a very obvious way who belongs to which production line and what might be missing. This is micromanaging done right. Almost. Project Aura is one of the most stable, most finessed games in early access. But it's still in early access, which means some of the less showy but vital, with a lowercase v this time, features are still missing. Despite a few tutorials, it doesn't explain itself at all well. Tooltips aren't helpful at present, offering no indication of what each building does or how its raw materials might be obtained. Neither is it made clear that some buildings can make multiple things crucial to the function of others, but that these options are buried in a menu that I stumbled on by luck. Don't think about picking it up unless you're open to trial and error and a good few restarts. The market too is just a bit dull, your friendly neighbourhood megacorps queuing up to sell you most materials. But this is the kind of thing that I'm confident future mission and tech updates will alleviate. And I would wait for them. I'm impressed by what I've seen. Its level of detail is outstanding, and I think devs' pixel quality have approached early access in exactly the right way, building a sturdy, functional base to then expand upon. But I don't know if the genre lends itself to an early release. I feel like a full release open to modding would build a more enduring community than an unfinished game inviting input from players. Still, if you are an avid micromanager and you want to help tailor a sterling micromanagerial experience, Project Aura is the game for you. The aura being the big shiny bubble that stops everyone on the outside getting in, and no, that is not what it's about.